Good morning, anyone who's tuning in for this multi-circuit session. My name is Tim. I'm part of the Sports Factory team, and I'm going to be leading us through a morning workout session. You're not going to need much equipment. All I've got in here is my mat, but to be honest, don't necessarily even need it. I've got a glass of water, and that's all I'm going to be needing this morning. I've just got my watch on so I can time the different circuit stations that we have. We'll be kicking off at past, so in 1 minute's time. If you tuned in on Tuesday and saw our circuit then, we're going to be doing a very similar one today, except we've just adjusted 2 of our stations. So we're going to do mountain climbers again. Instead of sit-ups, we're going to be doing crunches. So not a huge difference, still working the same core abdominal muscles. We're going to stick with press-ups as our 3rd station. Our 4th one, we'll change squat jumps to burpees. And our final station is going to be the plank again. So those are going to be our 5 stations. Today I'm going to do them for 45 seconds. I'm going to do a circuit 3 times, so that we're going to get to do each of those stations 3 times. But if you want to carry on, last time on Tuesday we did them 5 times. I'm wary that you can watch me struggle to the end if you like, but you can just carry on for 2 more rounds if you would like to. Like I said this morning, I'm just going to be doing it 3 times around, and then I'm going to be sharing a short thought at the end. Just before we begin, so before we go into our first station, we're just going to have a little stretch just to get ourselves warmed up. So just to begin with, whilst we're sat down, or if you are sat down like me, I'm just going to do a groin stretch first. So I'm just going to have my feet together in front of me, knees apart. I'm just going to put a little bit of weight onto my legs, and just going to allow it to stretch my groin here. If you need to make it a little bit harder, if you can't feel the stretch, then you just pull your feet a little bit closer to your body, and you'll be able to feel that stretch. I'm just going to hold this for 15 seconds. If you don't know about the Sports Factory, we are a group from St Thomas Church in Norwich, and also work for the Diocese of Norwich. And our aim is to use sports as a way of engaging people around the county and making church more accessible for people. We're going to stretch our hamstring next. So what I'm going to do is actually just put your foot out in front, keep one leg bent, and just stretch down your leg. Keep your toe pointing to the sky. And we're going to stretch our hamstring muscle here, which is the back of your leg. Just hold that stretch again for another 15 seconds. And today is a very special day in the church calendar. Today is Good Friday. And on Good Friday, we look at the story of Jesus giving his life for us. And we're going to reflect on that a little bit towards the end. But Good Friday was the day that Jesus was crucified on the cross. Just swap your legs. And the reason why Christians celebrate that is because Jesus made this sacrifice, and we know that 3 days later he rose from the dead, which is what we'll celebrate in a few days' time. But today's a chance to just reflect on the sacrifice that Jesus made so that we could have a relationship and eternal life with God. Fantastic. We're just going to stretch our calf muscles, so I'm going to ask us to stand up. Now, and all you're going to do is you're going to just bend your front leg, push your heel into the ground behind you. This morning I was doing our stretch and pray session that happens at 8:30 each morning at the moment. And so if you ever want to tune in from Monday to Friday at 8:30 in the morning, Ruth or myself will be leading what we call stretch and pray. And it's 10 minutes of just stretching each morning, and we'll pray for the people around us. We're just going to turn around, do the other leg. Our first station will probably begin in a minute's time. Our first station is going to be mountain climbers, which I will demonstrate to you in just a moment so you can see exactly what that is. Like I said, you don't necessarily need a mat. I have a mat, but like I say, it might actually get in the way when we do our burpee station. So come back down, and we're going to just stretch some of our upper body muscles as well, because we will be doing press-ups, we will be doing burpees, so we're going to be using them. So just bring your arm across, just keep your arms straight. You should feel the stretch just here in your deltoid, in your tricep. Just hold that stretch. And I'm just going to swap it around to go to the other direction, other side. So we're just stretching our muscles because they're going to be getting used. We don't want to have any injury, and stretching is important to just prepare our body for exercise, make sure there's a reduced chance of any injury. So we're ready to do our circuit. So like I said, we're going to have 5 stations. We're going to do each station 3 times, and we're going to spend 45 seconds in each station, and we're going to have a 45-second break in between each station. And once we've done all the stations in a round, We're then going to take a 1.5-minute break before we start the next round. Okay, I'll be timing it on my watch, so you don't need to worry about timing it unless you're going to continue for the 4th and 5th round after I finish. Okay, the first station is mountain climbers. So I'll just demonstrate it to you before we begin. So with mountain climbers, you're very simply going to be in a press-up position. You're going to try and keep your body as straight as possible, and you're going to alternate which leg you bring up to your chest. And so it will be this movement going for 45 seconds. I'm doing this station first because it's a good one to raise our heart rate, raise our breathing rate. It gets us pumping some blood around the body and prepared for the rest of the stations as well. So it's a good warm-up one as well as being a good tiring station. So everyone ready? I'm about to start the time. We're going to go for 45 seconds, then we'll have a 45-second break, and I'll talk you through each station as we go. Off you go. So mountain climbers, we're going to be going for 45 seconds. Bringing your knees up to your chest. You can go at a pace that is comfortable for you, so you don't have to go too quickly. You don't have to go as slow as I'm going. So it's up to you what level you set yourself at. Try and do it at a pace that you can be consistent for 45 seconds. You might be able to adjust it as you go through the stations. If you tune in again with me next week, you might be able to have found your pace. We've done 35, so 10 more seconds of mountain climbers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. Well, 45 seconds. You might not feel at this point you need a rest much, but you may need it a bit more when we get further into the next station. It's going to be crunches. So for crunches, it's very simple. All you're going to do is you're going to be lying on your back. We've got 30 seconds before we start. You're going to have your hands on your thighs, and you're just going to bring your hands to the top of your thighs and back down again. Okay? We're going to be going in 15 seconds, so just prepare yourself. Ready to go. Like I said, knees bent, lie on your back, hands on your thighs. You can put your hands behind your head and just do crunches like this as well. It's up to you. I like to put my hands here. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So just crunches. Bring yourself up. Like I said, you can just do your head here, but it's not a full sit-up, so you're not bringing your whole body up, but you will still work your abdominal muscles in your stomach. Really important core muscle to keep exercising and keep fit, especially in these times when we're limited in the amount of exercise we can do each day. Good, 15 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. It's 2 stations down. The next one is going to be press-ups. So just into a standard press-up position, we're going to lower our bodies all the way to the ground. We've got 30 seconds before we kick off. If you want to do it the same as me, so I'm going to be going into a plank position. This is how I'll be doing it. I'll be just bringing my body all the way down, chest to the ground, and back up. An alternative option is to just have your knees on the ground, still keep your upper body as straight as you can, and come down into your press-up position. We've got 10 seconds before we start. It's up to you how many you do. You could set yourself a target, or you can just go for the 45 seconds. See how many. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and good job. 45-second break. Next station is going to be burpees. So you need to make sure you've got enough space. Just check what's above your head as well. You're not going to be able to see me as I do my jumps. But simply on the burpees, you're going to be starting in this position. Your legs get pushed out behind you, back in, and then we're going to jump up and then back to this position. We're going to continuously do that. When you get here, you can also add in an extra press up if you like to. I won't be, but that's your preference. We're going to be starting in 10 seconds. So we're just going to start in this position. Remember, it's just pushing back, and then back in, and up. 3, 2, 1, out, up. 15 more seconds. Five more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Well done. Final station in our first round of our circuits is going to be a plank. Get your breath back. After this station, we have a 1.5-minute break before we start our circuit round again. So, 20 seconds, then we're going to begin our plank. With your plank, just have your weight on your elbows, your hands in front. Again, you could hold it like this, or you can go straight to the press-up position, which I'll do. We'll hold it for 45 seconds. So 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just hold your body straight as you can, tensing your core muscles, allowing them to take the strain. Halfway there. Fifteen seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. So you got a 1.5-minute rest. During that time, have a drink. After a 1.5 minutes, we'll be starting our second round. We'll be going into back into the mountain climbers. So I'm going to be sharing a little bit of a reading from the Bible this morning at the end of our third round as well. It's an opportunity to just hear the biblical text on what happened at the death of Jesus. And it's an opportunity just to reflect on what Christians are celebrating at this time of year. If you tune in next week, I'm sure we'll be talking a lot more about Easter, what that looks like, what that means to us. And so yeah, we'd love you to continue tuning in and finding out whilst you're doing your different exercise routines at home to keep yourself sharp, keep yourself fit whilst you're unable to go out and do as much exercise as perhaps you normally would. I was thinking the other day, normally we're playing football at least 2 times a week, Tuesdays and Saturdays. We'd have matches at this time of year, but we're not able to. So it's just great to try and do something to keep myself fit, ready for another season, which hopefully will begin at the usual time. 10 seconds, then we're going to go back into mountain climbers, back into our second round. So you're going to get yourself body into this position again. We're going 3, 2, 1. Five more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good job. Back into crunches next, so 45-second rest. So remember, onto your back. Same again, you've got 2 options of ways of doing it. We'll be starting our crunches in 15 seconds. Like me, I like to have my hand on my thighs and just bring myself up to there. You should feel all of the work in your abdominal muscles, in your core. Good work, muscle to work out. You've got 5 seconds before we start. 4, 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Fifteen more seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good job. Okay, we're going into press ups next. Again, you've got 45 seconds of rest. Make that 30 seconds now. So we're going to go into our press up position again. Like I said, you've got 2 options that we had before. Ten more seconds before we begin. Again, you don't have to press it all the way through. You might want to set yourself a target of 12. Maybe you can do more, maybe you can do less. Try and do your press ups within the time though. So you've got 45 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1. 15 seconds. Three, 2, 1, and rest. Good job. We're going into our burpees next. So 45 seconds. The burpees will be up on our feet. So it's that press up position, pushing your legs back and back in. And big jump. We've got 20 seconds before we start our burpees. Hope you're doing okay. Hope there's enough rest, enough exercise. After the burpees, we've got plank, and we've got 1 more circuit after our minute's rest. Okay, we'll be starting in 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Three, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, you've got 45 seconds. We're going into the plank next. 30 seconds before we start our plank. Then we get a longer break. We'll be at the end of round 2. We'll have 1 final round to go through after this. We've got 20 seconds before we start our plank. So you can start to think about getting yourself into position for the plank. 10 more seconds. So you can hold that plank for the whole 45. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we go. We're halfway there now. Seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good job. Get yourself a drink. And you've got a minute and a bit now to chill. Oh, I got myself a little towel here, so I can get rid of some of the sweat. Okay, we're going into our final round. Hope you guys are still with me. Hope you're holding on for our final round. We're going to do it one more time, still 45 seconds on each. We're starting with mountain climbers again. It's been a great effort so far. And we'll finish with some developmental stretches as well, just to help us improve our flexibility a little bit. The best time to do that is just after you finished a workout, when your muscles are warm, the blood's been flowing through them. It's a good time to improve your flexibility. Okay, got another 35 seconds before we get going again. So get enough oxygen into your body, take some deep breaths. Next station is mountain climbers, so it's a cardiovascular one. Still good for your core strength. We'll be starting it in 15 seconds. So good time to start getting into your position. Ready for the exercise. Just going to adjust my mat slightly so I'm ready. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Halfway there. $15 seconds. 5, 4, 2, 1, and rest. Good. You got 45 seconds. We're going into our crunches next. Oh. You've got 30 seconds. Going straight into our crunches for 45 seconds. After this, we've got 3 more stations after our crunches, and then we'll be able to rest. Obviously, if you'd like to, you can continue. Repeat those stations a couple more times if you'd like to. We did it 5 times on Tuesday. We're doing it 3 times today. Because once you've got it 3 times down, I think you can continue without the video. Here we go then. Starting at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good job. So next will be press ups. So you're going to get yourself in position for some press ups. 30 seconds before we start them. We're halfway through our final round, which is excellent work. 20 seconds before we start our press ups. 15 seconds. As after press ups, we've just got the burpees followed by a plank, and then we're going to be finished. So not far off now. Hope you're sticking with me. We've got 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. We go. Ten more seconds. And rest. Good job. We're going to burpees next. So we've got our burpees followed by our plank. Burpees are starting in 20 seconds. Now after our plank, we will stretch out and just have a little reflection on what Good Friday is as we are on Good Friday today. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 seconds. And rest. Coming into our final station, where we'll be doing our plank. Going in 30 seconds. Take enough deep breaths. Prepare yourself for the final station. 20 seconds before we go. Ten seconds. Final 45 seconds of work, and we'll stretch and relax as we cheer. 3, 2, 1. Halfway there. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Excellent job, everyone. Whew, that's very good. Before you disappear, it's good to stretch. It's a great time to stretch to help increase our flexibility. We do the same stretch as we did at the start, except we're going to hold them for a little bit longer. So we're going to start with our groin. Hold it until you can feel it in these muscles here. Weight from your elbows onto your knees. Hold that stretch. We're going to hold that stretch for 35 seconds. And whilst you just do that, I'm just going to read a little passage that tells you what happened on Good Friday. And so it says, "From noon until 3 in the afternoon, darkness came over all the land. About 3 in the afternoon, Jesus cried out in a loud voice, 'My God, why have you forsaken me?' When some of those standing there heard this, they said, 'He's calling Elijah.'" Whilst you're there, just put your leg out in front, point your toes to the sky, and just stretch our hamstring. Immediately, one of them ran and got a sponge. He filled it with wine vinegar, put it on a staff, and offered it to Jesus to drink. The rest said, "Now leave him alone and see if Elijah comes to save him." And when Jesus had cried out again in a loud voice, he gave up his spirit. At that moment, the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. The earth shook, the rocks split, and the tombs broke open. The bodies of many holy people who had died were raised to life. They came out of the tombs after Jesus' resurrection and went into the holy city and appeared to many people. Just change your leg. When the centurion and those with him who were guarding Jesus saw the earthquake and all that had happened, they were terrified and exclaimed, "Surely he was the Son of God." So just rest and stretch there. We're just going to stretch our quad as well. So we've got to lie on your side. As we've done burpees, we've worked our quadricep muscles as well. So just bring your ankle up, keep your knees together, your knee behind. You should feel a stretch in your quadricep. That's this muscle here, big one at the front of your upper thigh. And just as we're stretching our quadriceps, just a time to reflect and think about what Jesus did and the amazing things that happened when Jesus died. An earthquake, people raised from the dead. The Bible accounts for this and says it's true, and it's something that Sports Factory as Christians we believe happened. And just as we're doing our stretch, just try and reflect on why that could be important to you. I'm just going to swap. So just pick yourself up, turn yourself to the other side. The same thing again, lying on our side. And as we do our final stretch, I'm just going to pray. And if you agree with what I say, you can say amen. Yeah. Hey God, I thank you for this morning that we can do this workout, that we can do exercise. We just pray that in this current situation that you would have complete control, God, that you would protect us from all the things that could potentially be harmful to us at this time. But God, as we reflect on the story of your son Jesus, we just thank you for the sacrifice he made so that we can have eternal life and we can have a relationship with you, God. I just pray that we'd reflect on that and we'd fix our eyes on Jesus this week. Amen. And just relax. Thank you so much for tuning in for our circuit this morning. This video will stay on YouTube, so you can always find it at another time if you want to do it, but we'll be doing circuits and different exercise classes at 9:30 each morning next week as well, and you are more than welcome to tune in for any of them. Thank you.